Okay, so it's just weird stuff, just nonstop. I swear to God. So, now whatever's going on with they're gonna put down these ley lines or whatever the hell, the fiber optics, which I don't even know. Maybe they did it in the middle of the night, and that's why it smelled like dirt so strong outside yesterday. I couldn't believe when I went out this yesterday morning to let Stella out. It smelled like fresh rain in mud. There was such a strong smell of mud, and it wasn't even wet outside. It's just like, oh my God. But, when they're doing stuff around us, like, how the hell do we know what the hell they're doing? And last night, after it got dark, of course, out comes a helicopter and just starts going in. It's so weird because I can feel it inside of me. I can feel it coming. I can hear it coming way before. And it's like I hear it in my head and I feel it in my chest way before I hear it in my ears or anything. Like I can be sitting here and all of a sudden I'll feel like it feels like a heavy, I don't know how to explain it. You can just feel this energy coming. And so then I, stop, pause, and then you start hearing like, yep, there it comes. And so then, for some reason, Stella is always hearing these and wanting to go outside too. And then she's always looking up to me to see what's my reaction. And other dogs, I'll hear the dogs start barking, and then all of a sudden, helicopter will come or something. And so, are they putting out some frequency? I think that there's something like that, because when they were flying around, which there's no spotlight, nothing. What the hell are they just flying around and flying around and flying around? Are they using some sort of night vision? Are they watching? Are they looking for headlights? Driving to see how many people are on the road? Are they just trying to intimidate us? Are they trying to just scare us? Are they trying to wake us up? Like, I have no idea. It is mental to me. Like, what the hell? I've never... before, when I was young and I lived in California, in Southern California, and the helicopter would fly in, and because they'd had the police helicopters would fly in and they'd start doing spotlights, and you'd get like, stay in your home, there's somebody out in the roads and we're, searching them down, and it was not like traumatizing or something, but definitely it was like, ugh, like crap. And then to have these going all the time, I have never had so many helicopters fly over my house in my whole entire life until this past year. I would say in the past 6 months. Like, this is mental. It's weird. And it's so weird how nobody talks about it. That they just are just like, that weirds me out, like beyond anything else. And I'm still weirded out too. Like, the neighbor guys sending me email, and I know, everything is just multi-level. Like, I can get, like, some people, they just look at you and think, oh, you're for me. And they don't look any deeper. And then you start showing yourself, which, never again. I will always be showing myself. And if I turned you off, bye. But, I start saying my stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh. But it's weird because, a lot of these people will still come back. Well, maybe it was just a weird day, because, I really do find her attractive, and it is even with friends and stuff. Like, you'll have people who want to be friends with you, and they don't even like you. They don't even want you, just like, okay, shut up, don't talk, because you're ruining the illusion here. It's just like, but, when you allow yourself to be surrounded by people who don't really see you and don't really care about you, that's something for you to learn. I've learned it. And it's just weird now, to really see. It's just kind of funny, the whole thing. So anyways, this whole thing with all this stuff going on, and there's nobody to talk to. Even when you say something to somebody, they just are completely ignore it or in denial of it. Don't even have a conversation. Just immediately think you're crazy. And I've started many of these conversations, and they go nowhere around here. And everybody is just, I don't understand it at all. How it is that their minds work, or what it is they're willing to accept or something. It's strange to me. So, anyways, them coming in and putting these lines. So this morning I was looking up about this 100-mile border problem we've got going, because they have said, that they're giving up this 100-mile American border from the ocean, from the shorelines in 100 miles. The government is like, well, it's not our district, our own country. And so I looked it up, and they are saying that it is a border patrol. Like, that's their thing now. It's the border patrol, and it has all to do with maritime law. And it's just, the whole thing is so that they can say, well, these officials, and they can do whatever they want because you're maritime law. And maritime law is all about going against their constitutional human rights, because they have created their own laws, and they want to tell us that that's how we have to live. We have to live by their laws, and all their laws are to protect them and to destroy us. And so that is where they're going to say, so it's not just in the waters now that they can say that we have to live by the same rules of the water. I'm pretty sure this is how it goes. Like, anybody can go look it up, and they can go and read this stuff and see how they comprehend or perceive it. But this is how I perceive it. And maybe I'm mixed up. Maybe, it's something with the maritime law is different than that. But there's the laws of the water. And the laws of the water, and that's the whole thing about our birthing and the mother's water. Like, there's a whole thing about it, and how they create these rules for us to live by. But and in the waters is like, that's where there's like pirates and stuff, because it's the rules are different. Like, I don't know, you can look up about it. When I was hearing so much about the maritime law and stuff, it was like in 2020. But when I go in and I look and see, and they're mentioning, it's because this 100 miles is going to go by maritime law. It's like, well, that's just to take more rights away from us. And they always are looking for loopholes to do that in. So I would think, and another thing too, this is some weird stuff, honestly. This is strange. So I gotta get more comfortable. When I was doing the TikTok ones, I'm always like sitting kind of on the edge of my thing. And when I do this one, since I talk longer, it's like, I gotta get comfortable, sitting on the edge. You can't just sit there for 45 minutes. I don't know, maybe I'll only talk 20. Who knows? We'll start talking. When I'm finished talking, I'll stop. But so there's a whole thing about the dates. And I guess Sam the Illusionist, he was saying something about the dates. So there's a bunch of people talking about that. Something about the 21st to the 29th or something. And I don't know if it's like about portals opening. I have no idea. And then somebody else saying something else about these dates. And then there's and that coordinated with the same dates, something else I had heard, which I can't even remember. And then there's something else with Trump now, and he is actively showing how he won. So there's something with the change of power that is going to go down. And and it is all the significances once the Queen was down, that everything was going to start going in a direction a lot faster. And so it's going to keep picking up. And this is the thing that is strange. Okay, so I don't know, because this is just hearing, like telephone third party talking, like I didn't hear this directly from Sam the Illusionist, so I don't know what he said. Some of y'all might already listen to him, or you can go and watch it and see what you think. Any of this stuff, like I'm telling you, it's all by how we perceive. So I may not understand this stuff, but that doesn't mean it's not the truth. I don't know. To me, the stuff that my guides tell me is my truth. And, everything that they've been telling me, they've been, accurate. I haven't found anything yet where it hasn't been accurate. So, I don't know. But so in this theory is that I think from the 21st to the 29th, there's something opening up, this galactic federation thing or something. But when they were saying this, they were saying you can reserve your spot during this 5 or 7 day period that is going to start in another few days, that you can reserve your spot for the new earth. Like these days you go in and mind you, this is the same people who I had seen, I don't know, I think a week and a half ago or something, that said that they were leaving the matrix because everybody needed to say 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, whatever it was, that that day when it was like, say this. I knew it wasn't like you're gonna leave because you say this code. Are you kidding? Like, I just swear to God, I don't understand. I can't go into some of this stuff because I'll just start sounding judgy and stuff, and I'm not trying to judge them. I just don't understand it. I don't see it the same way. But anyways, so they were planning on leaving the matrix, but now they're still here and they're still talking. And I don't know if they even said anything about that. I'm not sure. So, but what I did hear, and it was like, because I was scrolling and there was lives, and I would hear them talking for a minute about what they were talking about. And so this whole thing, for one thing, they said they really pushed the agenda. 144,000 is an exact amount of people. Like these people who believe this, these theories, believe that it's only 144,000 people that are going to ascend out of billions of people. There's just 144,000, and those are the chosen ones. And to me, all I hear is ego, ego, ego. Like, I'm special. I'm better than you. I'm a chosen. I'm going to be ascending. And it's like, that right there is, to me, that that hierarchy. That is the paradigm that we're breaking free from. I have been seeing 144 since my awakening. I mean, I'm sure I was seeing it back in 2016, 2017 when I started seeing 1111, and I was seeing 144, 144, 141, 144, 411, 4, even this morning when I get up, 414. I just see it all the time, this 144, 144. And I know it's a number code, but I've questioned it a lot because it's been so much a part of my thing. And I am not somebody who believes only 144,000 people are going to be saved from all of this treachery. I just think that that's ludicrous. And the people who are pushing that, I just think are arrogant. I'm confused by it, especially these people who, well, one of them yesterday, I heard him say, because it was live, so they must have read a comment, and then they said back, no, I'm not talking about any of this spiritual stuff. I'm not looking at this from spiritual. I was like, you're talking about the new earth, 140, and you're not talking, like, what is this new movement? I'm so confused by these people in this movement and their desperation. It is like they don't seem to understand about what is happening on the planet and the spiritual impact of what is happening to everybody and why it's happening. It's like they're constantly running from it and trying to get away from it and trying to, I don't know, control it. And so it is, so they're saying that this 144,000, that you have to know you're 144,000, and then you have to go and reserve your spot on the new earth, because the new earth is opening up. And then once you reserve your spot, like that week, there'll be a bunch of people who will go ahead and be taken off planet and go to the new earth. Like, some people are reserving their spot, but some people are actually going. Sounds like a little similar to last week when everybody was leaving the matrix And now, it's the same thing. It's so strange to me. I feel like it's like some sort of Netflix movie or something. So they want to reserve their place and go ahead and go to the new earth. Like, what do they think the new earth is? And where do they think the new earth is? And what do they think? It's just this new great planet, and 144,000 of the superior people get to go there and live a happy life, while everybody else is going to have something else. They did say that there's going to be a bunch of ships that are going to come in and take everybody else except for this 144,000. They're going to take the other billions of people to some other planets. And so, we've heard this stuff already before in anybody who follows the QHHT people who have been talking about that. I mean, that was being talked about 5-6 years ago, about the ships that are going to come in and take the people. But it is all about this vibration. It is when this planetary system occurs and your vibration isn't high enough to be able to sustain the energetic surge. That is the people who would be taking off planet. And so to me, it makes no sense to me. What they're saying, for one thing, the new earth is the same place. It isn't like there isn't some other place called earth. And then this one's going to be like, what do they think is happening to this one? This is a soul. This is an energy. So what do they think happens to this energy? And so this other energy is taking this one's place and creating a new one while this one's being destroyed. It's like, I don't understand how some of these people see this stuff. I can't wrap my head around it. So anyways, this idea of registering your spot, I've been saying for so long, since I started talking, the only way in to the new earth, into the age of Aquarius, into the actual reality, is to heal yourself. That's the only way to raise your vibration. I don't understand. Even this was one thing even that one of these people said. They said, I don't care, next week, do not focus on anything that makes you upset or sad. Don't do anything. You only focus on positive. And it's like, well, that is so artificial. You just focus on positive, but you feel like shit? Just focus on the positive? No, you got to purge out the stuff. You got to face it. You got to heal it. You got to let it come up. Whatever comes up, you don't push it back down. Nope, I'm ignoring you. Stay down there. Stay down there, pain and suffering. Know your place. It's like, what are you talking about? All of these situations are happening so you can purge it out, so you can heal it, so it can come to the surface, so you can see it. Sometimes you have to relive the situation. You have to go in. You have to look at it in a more adult manner and see and understand things from a new perspective, one that you have lived and you've gained more perspective. So you look back on a situation, you see it much differently. And, there's going to be people who are going to be purging pain. Besides the fact that they're talking about a week that is probably going to be very explosive. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to transition when this shit goes down. It is going to be something horrific that is going to happen. That is going to be shocking. It is the event that is going to draw everyone's attention into the present moment for the awakening, so that they can awaken. There's so many people who haven't even woke up yet. And all these spiritual, the super spirits or whatever the hell, I don't even know what their platform is. Seriously, I have no idea. I don't understand it. But all of these other beings, all of these other souls on the planet are just like, disposable. Don't worry about them. Just get your reservation in and then you get to just go. That's all. You just put your reservation into the new earth. Oh, save me a spot and I'll be there. How about tomorrow around 2? I'll be there. It's like, what in the hell are you talking about? Do you even understand what is happening on this planet? Do you understand resets? Do you understand the changing of the ages? Do you understand about soul cycles? Do you understand about reincarnation? I mean, this is it's very strange. But to me, I just hear ego, ego, ego. It's all about the ego. And there's so many, and some of these people have huge following. And I'll tell you another thing about this following thing, because this is something my guides have told me. Because sometimes, I mean, and I don't mean it in a mean way or a harsh way, but when you see things on another level, sometimes you see humor in things that other people don't see humor in at all. They could see actual panic. Some of the comments and stuff that people will say, I'll just start cracking up. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just like, it's like, there's so much absurdity. There's so much nonsense. And, you know, people get so desperate and scared. And, you know, people are just saying things that to me hit me as really funny. But and what my guide said is that every single person, like they pushed me to do this. They didn't tell me all of the stuff at the time. You know, they tell me little things, but yesterday they definitely made it clear to me. So, you know, I go out and I say the stuff that they tell me to say. I am, you know, I'm just, to me, I'm just like a conduit or something of information. I'm just getting the information in and I'm just speaking it out so other people can absorb and perceive, and then they can either, you know, discard it or whatever. It's just information that the other side wants passed out. So I just talk about this stuff. And a lot of it is just a way of looking at things, I think, and being aware of things. Because that is what stokes the fire to get you to think for yourself and be aware. So anyways, I'm having a hard time catching my breath again today. I'm just like, I have to keep taking these deep breaths. And one thing too I've noticed is when you start feeling, because they're doing this stuff with the frequency, and it gets you to where you're just feeling like, you know, like you start going around tense and you're getting jabbed in the head, stabbed in the ear. I've been stabbed in the heart. All sorts of physical things happening to my body where it's like, man, if I was scared, and, you know, I'd go in and see if I was having a stroke at this point. I'd go in and see if I was having a heart attack. And that's what they want to do, is get people in there. And then the people who are going in, oh my gosh, the coercion into the system that they are trying to do, you know, well, you got to have this, you've got to have that, and we will call CPS. You will not be able to take your child. You will not be it's not good. This is not people you want to have any control over anything about your health or anything. Like, everybody needs to abandon this system. But, you know, people don't know their own power yet. So anyways, I'm jumping around. I got to try and regather my thoughts. So, anyways, I don't understand what some of these people believe, because in the spiritual understanding of things, when you go in, and to me, spiritual, like, I don't even understand what they have got it as, the meaning of spirituality at this point. To me, spirituality is looking at life through the eyes of your spirit, through spirituality. What does it all mean on that level? Not what does it all mean on the level of existence in the 3D matrix lifestyle, but what does it all mean for my soul? So it is a connection to this other realm, the souls, the spirits, this other reality, this other realm. It's a connection to that. You know, like I think when I very first started this, I said I would think I would be called more like a mystic or something, is what I would believe, because I believe in the magic. I understand about the energy and how to transmute energy. I understand a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't seem to understand. So anyways, for this situation that is happening, all these souls are not expendable. They aren't just, don't matter. And I believe that what is going to happen, like I've said so many times, is that there's going to be something huge, something traumatic. A lot of people are going to die. It's going to wake up all of these people. It's going to be like everybody's going to wake up all of a sudden. There's going to still be people in denial. There's going to still be people who are confused. There's going to be people that are very upset and distraught. There's going to be people who have so exposed their ego that it's going to be humiliating, and they're going to, in order to come back in, you're going to have to humble yourself and call yourself out. And that's all it takes, just be open and honest. Like, look, I'm just trying to figure this shit out. And because that is the truth, we're all just trying to figure this shit out. And, I believe that it is going to be all of these people get this opportunity to awaken. And then we are faced, and that is going to be when the energy goes the other direction. So that is going to be very, energetically, like I can feel a helicopter coming. So energetically, for this to turn the other direction is going to impact how we feel. It's going to be like a tsunami or something. Energetically, it's going to hit hard. Even though there's not water that is going to knock everybody over, it's going to be energetic. And it is to face yourself so that you can face yourself, to have this opportunity. Because all these people who are still claiming that they're awake haven't even faced themselves. When you have people out here who are guiding people in their spiritual awakening who haven't even fully awakened, then, that's a thing. And okay, yeah, that's what it was so that what they were telling me. So anything that I go out and talk about, however it affects other people, I'm responsible for that energy. That is the karmic attachment. So if I'm going out and I'm saying stuff and somebody perceives it in one way, and they can perceive it in a way that, they panic and, hold on, they panic and they start feeling like scared or whatever, then I'm responsible for this this energy, that I'm putting out. I'm responsible for that. So everything I'm putting out, whoever it affects, that I have some sort of energetic attachment. It is like the dominoes. So I push over a domino, and all the dominoes that I create to go in that movement, I'm responsible for that. So, and that's for everybody, every single person. So a lot of these people with these really large platforms that are out there who are, like some of these people I've heard, somebody comes to them and you got to consider a lot of people aren't awake yet. They're just trying to figure it out. They're just starting to get really weirded out by the world and starting to question things and, their spirits and stuff like that. And they're trying to understand and figure it out. And then they're going to these people with these large platforms and they're asking questions and they're getting stuff like, well, you better hurry up. You better hurry and catch up if you want to go to the new earth and stuff like that. It's like, what the hell? Like, it is so ego-driven, hierarchy kind of creation that they are making that is it's extraordinary. It makes no sense to me, and it is an extension of the same reality. It is not a complete change into a new reality. They are taking the same energy, and when they're talking down, you're going out there and promoting yourself as trying to help people awaken or whatever, but then you are just like it's your problem, and not even giving people any guidance into healing or anything like that. And I think some of them realize that they healed, but they don't realize the significant impact of what the awakening is, and it's everybody needing to heal. And so when this energetic thing happens and everybody suddenly is like jolted awake. Like it's going to be like a big slap, you know? It's going to be like you're in the dark asleep and somebody comes in and turns all the lights on. It's going to be, you know, a super eye-opening experience, whatever's going to go down. And that is when everything is going to turn the other direction. But in this mayhem, it's going to leave a lot of people who are super confused and super, you know, in pain. I mean, some of these people who are so in ego right now, you know, if they can face themselves, that is a lot of ego to have to break down and face. And, you know, and I 100% believe this is what everything is about. And everybody has got to face themselves. And when you've got all these people who think they're awake, who aren't even awake because it's obvious in things they do and say, and then you've got all these other people who are just, you know, living a part of the system, who have no idea anything is going on. They all need to wake up. So I believe that the awakening is just getting started on that. I think that the rest of us who were awakened beforehand, it is so that we can help the people who haven't awoken yet, so that we can, you know, help them see that they can walk themselves out of this situation that they'll find themselves in. And it's going to be, you know, everything is going to hit them at once. And so I don't see it possible to bypass that. I don't know how people are just jumping over that and getting their, you know, their invitation to the new earth or something. And so once that happens, so that is going to be a huge energy. People waking up all of a sudden is going to be a huge energy. That is going to send that energy out into the atmosphere. And that reverberation is what I think is going to create this solar flash, this giant energy, because we will have woke up and we will want more. It's that energy that is sent out as it comes back to us. That is when, you know, it's going to be that we're going into the new earth. That is going to be when it is going to make a difference of how high your vibration is. If you can stay on the planet as this energetic surge happens, or if you need to go off planet in ships. And that is going to be, you know, I mean, you think about there's going to be a lot of people who are going to die over the next few weeks or the next few months. And then the people who are left, then there'll be a lot of people who are just focused on the healing. There'll be other people who are going to really struggle. And so the people who are really focused on their healing, they'll move into that higher frequency, that higher vibration that they can withstand because they've raised their own vibration, their own frequency enough. And you'll know that you have is when you don't have triggers, when you're not being triggered by everything, because the triggers are to show you what it is you need to heal. So as long as you are actively healing your triggers and, you know, and really trying to understand yourself and being mindful and appreciative and taking care of yourself. Like there's a lot to it. This awakening is multi-level. It's like an onion. It's layers and layers and layers. And so once you go through this process and, you know, so say, you know, we go through this next couple of weeks and all of this tragic stuff happens and all of a sudden everything gets turned, you know, and it could be, you know, Trump suddenly saying, hey, guess what? Guess who's really in charge? And that whole takedown, like the toilet's going to flush and it's going to, that energy, it could be that. It definitely has something to do with the money system. So those things, it's going to be a huge energetic surge for sure. And it's going to hit us all, like it's going to knock some people down. It's going to be a lot. And then once that happens and all of the people who start trying to heal and take care of themselves, and we send that energy out into the universe and the universe sends it back to us, which, you know, that could be from the time that this boomerang thing happens. It could be 9 months. Like it may not be very long. Could be a couple months. I think it's going to give people enough time to do some healing. But the people who can't raise their vibration fast enough, see, that's when the ships will come in and take those people, and they'll go to another place that will be just like this. It won't be that, most of them, I don't think people will even know anything happened. They'll just continue living their lives. And I think that so many people, they think like that there's somebody in control or something that is outside of you. Well, there's somebody in control of this reality. There's a whole group of somebody's in control of this reality, but who's in control of you is your higher self. And then you have guides who are there around you who are trying to help you on your journey. And, and a lot of your guides also have, they have skin in the game. They're your ancestors. They're parts of your family. They're people who you are, on a mission with. So they're there trying to help you from the other side. And so when the flash happens, when the solar flash happens, and you can look up about it in the Book of One about the harvest. In the Sumerian tablets, they talk about it. Like, this is something that has been talked about for a long time. This solar flash and the changing of the ages. There is just cycles. And there's a reason why our whole landscape is going to change. That happens in these resets. Everything changes, It is kind of like me going in and changing my room around. It's like the earth just kind of changing things around. And since we're going into this higher vibration lifestyle where we all are present in the moment and we care about each other and we care about the planet, we'll live differently. We won't be just devouring each other and devouring this planet. We will all work in harmony. And it will be a beautiful experience. And so it is going to be lovely, but we're the creators of it. We are making it. We're not just getting a place card like it's already there. It's a fancy restaurant we all get to go to if we are one of the 144,000. And it is, I see it as we are the creators of this new world. It's us raising our vibration. It's us wanting more for ourselves. It's us surviving whatever they bring to us. It's us taking care of ourselves. It's us connecting to the planet, connecting to each other. That's the change. That's the creation of the new world. It's us. We're creating it. And, so I don't know with some of these people because I don't go out and listen, like I've said a bunch of times, I don't go out and listen to all the other people talking because it interferes with my own stuff that I'm supposed to talk about, because everybody has stuff that they're supposed to talk about. Like, nobody has all the answers. We all have little bits of information, and when we trust ourselves and trust our guidance, then we'll share that information. There's a lot of people who have a lot of information and, they hold it close because, they're not ready to be called crazy, or, there's a lot of stuff to becoming vulnerable to going out and speaking your truth. And it is, it's intense. And another thing too, it's kind of funny, is like I see people who want to, go out and, I don't know, interact with other people or speak their truth or be heard or something, but then they turn off of the comments. Like right there, as soon as you turn off the comments, then you are in fear that maybe you can't handle it. Like, you don't believe enough in yourself. And when you do turn on the comments and you see, there's a lot of different opinions, there's a lot of different perspective, and there's bullies and stuff. But, it is, those triggers are there for you to heal. So anyways, it's just kind of funny that I see these people who go out and they want a platform, but they don't want any interaction. They just want to go out and say what they want to say. And it's like, well, what I see you're saying is you don't believe in yourself. And that's what I'm saying, is there's so many people who are blind to their own self, that this awakening, this event that is going to turn things going the other direction, is to expose all of that stuff to yourself so you can see yourself truly. And it's a gift, even though it's going to be painful. It still is it's a lucky thing to be able to see yourself and heal stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of people who are in fear of that and they don't want to see the bad sides of themselves. And but you have to, in order to ascend, you have to heal to ascend. Like I just don't, I don't know, I don't get it, how some of these people are going around and pushing some of this stuff and they've got all these people following them and believing them, and then plus they're hurting people's feelings, and they're pushing some people away from spirituality, just like the religious people. Like, why, what is it that they get so worked up about, that they need everybody to agree with about the Bible? If you believe in the Bible so much, why do you need anyone to agree with you? Why are you constantly pushing to get other people to be on board with you? Nobody needs to have others agree with them for it to be truth. And it's our own truth. I mean, maybe those people are creating this other planet, and they're all going to, reserve their spot, and 144,000 of them are going to go over and go live on some little planet together, and they'll all live in whatever they want to do. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. So, anyways, but as far as I'm concerned, that everything that you need to focus on is about you. And everything happening is so that you can reprioritize this world of what is important and what isn't important. Because when the change of fortune occurs, I mean, if you had given a bunch of these people money, they would go out and just be frivolous and waste it, trying to make themselves feel better, feel important or whatever. So they would just be wasteful. They wouldn't do anything that was really good for themselves, like maybe build yourself a business, go out and get yourself acreage, build a legacy for your family. Like, there's so many things that people can do. But people who need to have somebody give them the response that they want, they'll go out and try and get attention with it, but see, I think that part of the whole thing is it's all going to fall apart. I just saw a guy who works for Amazon as a delivery guy, and he said, like, I don't know, tons of the people have been quitting because they treat their employees so bad. He's quitting, and they do all sorts of shady shit with their delivery service and stuff. It's very shady, and they don't take care of people, and the people are quitting. See, it's their greed, their evilness that is creating their own downfall, because they're so greedy that they are screwing over their employees. Well, their employees, as soon as their employees understand their own value, walk away. That's the collapse. It's the collapse of the system. It's when people know their own value and have the strength to walk away and trust, like, anything's better than this. I can build my life better than this. This nonsense of being hungry all the time, never getting ahead, and going out and not even getting paid for your time, not even getting paid for overtime and stuff. Like, it is just, the system is just corrupt. It's not there for us. And it is exposed every day of how corrupt it is, and why people need to see through it so that they can choose to live a better life. But it's everyone's choice is the creation of the new earth. I don't know, I'm very mind blown by this whole stuff that people say. And, anyways, there was something else that was just coming into my head that I wanted to say while I was talking. I am so sick today again. I have no idea where this sickness comes from, other than the frequency and the chemicals. But oh my gosh, I am so sick again today. And these headaches, they come in like a band too, where it feels like it's like crushing, and then you get like these sudden jolts where it feels like, oh my gosh, like I could totally see where people would think like, oh my God, my blood vessels are exploding in my head. And same with the heart and stuff. And I just know, even when that helicopter was going, I could feel like I thought they were doing something with the frequency. And like I had said, even that one day while I was watching that movie, all of a sudden this other frequency came on top of the movie. Like you could hear this so loud. Same with this air conditioner thing. It's all this stuff is something with this frequency to disrupt us. And along with the chemicals to just keep us super sick and super depleted so that we don't work on our awakening. I'm just lucky for me. I've been working on mine such a long time. I'm down to the, like triggers happen and it's real quick kind of thing. You just are like, oh, yeah, fuck that. Who cares? You just get to a point. But I still see so many people defending themselves. Like I even had in one of my videos, I mean, everybody who listens to me knows I cuss. Like I said long ago, if you've got a problem with words and cuss words, don't listen to me because I cuss. I don't have a problem with words. I don't sit there and go like, oh, that's just so bad. That's so horrible. Like people put a lot of value in some words. And so this one girl, she comes on and she starts telling me that I'm too old to be saying the F word. Like I really need to get control of my mouth or something. Like whatever she was saying, I was just like, what in the hell? Like where in the world do you get off thinking you're the police of how I talk? Like, no, thank you. I just block people like that. No, you don't have any place in, if people want to listen to you, then whatever. But there was another person who reacted, was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe you are so rude and stuff. It's like, but, I'm not going to be triggered because somebody doesn't like that I say fuck. Like, I don't care. To me, you're a child. Like, if you cannot handle how other people talk, don't go around a bunch of people. Go sit and talk to people. Like, I have seen other people, and I just saw this girl, and this was a couple months ago. This is one that had just found me again. And the other day, because she said, oh, this is the third time I followed you. I just found you again. And months ago, she got attacked. She gets real emotional. She, similar to me, she'll get all worked up and start saying what she thinks. And so she was cussing. And she got attacked. And that's the one thing, too, when you have the patriot movement and stuff, a lot of the people are super religious. And so they start attacking you about how you talk. And so she became super defensive. She did a video and she became super defensive. Like she's going to explain herself like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody or something. And then this morning I saw her talking about a video. And she said, and she was like going and saying, the baby words, the words that you're allowed to say. And to me, when I hear that, it's like, why wouldn't you just say what it is? What are you going to sit there and pretend? Like, I've always thought that was weird when I would be around women who would be talking as adults. And then they would, spell words or say, like we got to be careful over how we talk. And it's like, I don't know. I've always just found that strange. If I'm going to talk how I feel, I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to express myself. And I'm going to use the words that give me the significant, the impact that I'm feeling or something. Like, I don't know. I've always found that strange about this cussing thing. So I don't know. I cuss. I've always cussed. And, but there was something else. There was, I can't remember. I can't remember. There's so much stuff coming out. There's just so much stuff people are talking about, so much coming out. And I do think we are at this time where shit is going to get really heavy. It's going to really be something. And all I can say to any of you guys who listen to me is just remember it's going to be temporary. This isn't our new way of life. And there is going to be a lot of people who will transition, and it's going to be hard, and they will leave. And I don't know how many will be, in our families, how many will be in other countries, how many will be in our country. There's no way to know. Like this place where I'm at, I'm assuming it's going to be hit hard because there's so many people asleep. And then since everything is about the awakening, they're all going to get this big old opportunity to wake up and to see who they are. And so I'm 100% thinking something big is going to happen here. I don't know what it is. You just got to be prepared, and you don't even know what you're preparing for. Are you preparing for a zombie apocalypse? Are they going to turn on the frequency, turn on the cameras, and all of a sudden you've got these bent over people stand up and, running to eat human flesh? Like, I don't fucking know. Is it going to be like the UN is going to come up on the shores and come out and start locking us down and stuff? Like, I don't know. Is it, they're going to all of a sudden release some sickness and people are just going to drop dead? Like, there's really no way to know. They have every intention of doing something really bad. They've been doing bad stuff this whole time, and they have every intention to do something bad. Where it's going to be stopped, I don't know. Hopefully there's going to be something. But everything on this planet is going to be changing. Our whole landscape, everything, the lifestyle, every single thing on this planet is changing. It will be a new earth. It will not be like the old earth. And so we are the change, though. It's not doing it. I mean, the earth is doing it, and we have to do it alongside the earth if we want to be in alignment in the vibration with this planet. So it is important that you keep working on you. I mean, that's what the planet is doing is, I don't know how it all is going down, especially when we have natural disasters mixed in with unnatural disasters. To me, it's like the earth is under attack and it is fighting back. And it is not going to be passive anymore. It's not going to be abused like it was. But there's a certain group of people who have been abusive, and those kind of people will not be in alignment with the earth. Those people will have to leave because they will not be able to be in alignment. And so, anyways, I don't know. I've probably been just saying the same thing over and over. But hopefully, I said something to help some people. There's some more stuff that is on my mind that, maybe when I finish this, all of a sudden it will come back to me. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. And I'll come back and do another little quick one. But anyways, I do think I think we're getting really close to whatever's going to go down. Really be mindful of who you listen to, and go inside to yourself and see, if it makes sense, and really use your logic and look around you and start putting things together, like where people think like they've got a sickness and stuff when we're being sprayed. It's in our food, it's in our water, and this frequency, and now they're going to put the frequency from the ground up. That's to me, this is bad. It's really bad. I mean, there's a whole thing to being electrocuted with the completion of a circuit. And, I'm not saying that they're going to electrocute us all. I mean, they're doing it in a slow kind of way to just get us sick. Are they going to suddenly turn it on and it's going to be explosive? Like, I don't fucking know. But it is definitely the frequency that is making everybody so sick and weak. And then when they have this, and how many people's hair is falling out, I mean, with the whole thing with the radiation, and it's the same thing with the chemicals and the radiation. But when it's starting under the ground, under our feet, and then goes all the way up through our whole entire being, man, I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is, you know, you gotta stay safe. And one thing though that is, I think a positive is this 10 days of darkness that we've always heard about. We're already in it. We're in the 5th day. The 10 days is the 10 days from when she dies to when the next person is like a mourning period, which the lines, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I would say there's going to be a lot of people who are going to die in that place because they are just so, I mean, they're still out there worshiping this bitch, man. It's fucking crazy. Lining up. Huge lines. Standing there for hours waiting for what? To go by and look. But if you saw the footage of the, they're out in front of the palace, which nobody's been in the palace for so long. And you go out in front and they've got all that where people come and bring the flowers and little teddy bears and all that stuff. And you look at that, well then if you see the footage of that for the queen, and then you see it for Princess Diana, like go look that footage up. It will blow your mind. Like this is nothing. You know, no, it's a very small amount. It's still, you know, it's disturbing how many people are just willing to take abuse, like all this Stockholm syndrome or something, the abuser, and then they're going to go mourn the abuser. So mental. But the whatever I was just saying. I don't know, but when I saw them lined up, the whole thing is this long wall of the Dovik Wall of Death or something. It has all these hearts painted on it, and I don't know if I don't really get it if you have to pay to put your person's name in it or if it just is this art thing to show like you know our hearts are with you. I'm not sure, but all these people who are lined up waiting are lined up next to this wall. It's like you're being shown right here and you're still standing here waiting to go up, and I don't know, blows my mind. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be transitioning out, you know, and is it people who just want to live their 3D life and enjoy? That's fine. There's lots of people who do enjoy coming in and living these lives. And then there's some of us who, you know, we don't. We want to live in other kind of lives where it's a higher vibration, where it isn't just about pain and suffering. But like I've said a million times, is a soul doesn't look at pain and suffering the same way as we do while we're here. A soul will go into the situation to experience it because they know that they aren't really there. It's just us being awake into this situation, knowing that we're here and that getting all caught up in the experience. So anyways, I will go. I know I'm just kind of rambling. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.